Hey everybody, I'm Amanda Day, and today is the last day of the 2015 Twin Cities Film Fest, and I'm here with a very special person, Tim McVeigh. He is the subject of a documentary that's out called Man vs. Snake. I'm really curious, when the filmmakers contacted you and said, we want to make this documentary, what was your first reaction?
That it was a prank call. Who put these guys up to this?
I think we don't normally think of playing video games as like an endurance sport, but this definitely was for you. Can you tell us about how long you did this and all the things that went into playing a video game for all the hours that you did?
To get the record, it takes about 40 hours roughly. So you kind of got to plan your bathroom breaks. You build your lives up on the game, and then you can take a break for a little while. And there's a lot involved. I mean, you're not sleeping. You got to kind of watch your food intake, your liquid intake. You don't want to have to go to the restroom at the wrong time in the game, kind of thing. So there's a lot involved with it.
We have Checkover.
I've been doing drama and narrative for a long time.
Okay.
My background is documentary, so to use a phrase, I shoot from the hip, but at the same time, I'd like to have a plan. So this was a very organized documentary. So the director wanted to have this very pristine feeling of the actor. So we went into the mine, we worked with them. Most of the lighting inside the mine was given by the helmets of the guys.
Wow.
So one of the very interesting things as a cinematographer is I did not had many lightings, but I had the actors lighting themselves.
Wow.
So Lou Diamond Phillips has a conversation with Antonio Banderas, and they had to take the helmet in a queue and put it in the floor so it bounces off his t-shirt, and the t-shirt becomes the lighting that hits him. But 33 miners, so we had 33 helmets. So we had the extras outside the camera, and I would say, okay, so let's all rehearse the scene and let's rehearse the lighting. As soon as Patricia had finished, we had to rehearse the lighting because they had to do it again and again in the same way. Because when the camera's on this side, they had to light you, but when the camera's on the other side, they had still to light you, so it matches.
Yes.
So it was fascinating to have 33 electricians and gaffers, among them Antonio Banderas and Lou Diamond Phillips, working for me, lighting the movie, which was extraordinary.
I've got two great filmmakers here that we're going to talk to about their incredible film Followed that is playing here at the festival. First, I have Michael Anderson and also Bert Whistle. Tell me a little bit about Followed and why you made that film.
So one of the things with Followed, so as an independent filmmaker, this is my actual 7th film that I've made. And a lot of my projects are a little bit bigger and a little bit more complex. And so one of my role models is actually Cassavetes. And in Cassavetes, he did like Rosemary's Baby and things like that. And on the side, he used to take the film ends of things and like just go make projects with some of his best friends. And that's what I wanted to do with this. I wanted to say, hey, in amongst all these projects that we're doing, because projects take a lot of paperwork and negotiations and things like that, I said, let's just rally the troops and let's just go make a project. So we made this whole project in a short amount of time with a short amount of money, and we road tripped across the United States just making a film just to make it.
You know, it was a lot of fun because we did it like you were saying. This was something that we just wanted to do. So we got a great group of people. We had a great cast, and we got to travel across the United States making a movie. So, you know, we have got the Rocky Mountains and the Grand Canyon and in Chicago and Vegas and Death Valley. And it was really cool getting to see the U.S. as we were doing this. And and we did it on a shoestring budget. And, you know, you see a lot of great shoestring films that are done with 2 actors in one house. Well, we took 3 actors and drove cross country. And so it feels a lot bigger than it is, which has been a lot of fun to make, yeah.
And I'm here with some very special people who brought us an amazing film called The Quiet Hour. I'm here with both the producer and the director-writer. I'm here with Sean McConville and Stephanie Yolande. So what was it like taking a huge idea, which is post-apocalyptic world, this invasion from another species, and make it small enough that we connect with this young woman?
Well, I guess it was about really focusing on the human drama, because I knew I couldn't afford to show many spaceships or even to show aliens because it would look a bit cheesy, let's face it. So it was really about working on a very small story, about protecting your homestead, very much in a way like a Western in a way.
Can you tell us a little bit about what your part was in this and what drew you to the project?
I was involved from the start, from when Stephanie had the initial idea, so I helped her develop it into a screenplay and then develop the screenplay further so it was ready to shoot. So you're involved creatively in the project from the beginning, but also you have to find the financing, and though this is a very small film, it's still very difficult to get money to make movies because it's incredibly risky, and everyone knows that. So we're looking for people that want to be involved in the film industry as much as it being an actual investment. But because we had a really good script, it was actually easy on this project to raise the money. So my job in that respect was very easy. And then it becomes about putting a great team together, finding a great cinematographer, editor, actors and so on, but again, when you have a really good script, those people are naturally attracted to it. So it was, film producing is very difficult. On this particular project, because it was small and contained, and because the script was very attractive to the actors and the crew people, it was actually quite easy.
Here with JT ONeil, and we're talking about a film called The Quiet Hour. He was one of the executive producers, which you have to kind of make films happen. Can you tell me a little bit about how you were pulled in to this film?
Well, I read Stephanie's script, and it was one of these things where I could not put the script down, a page turner, and I finished and said, we've got to make this movie. So I was living in St. Paul in Minnesota at the time, and I said, let's get this together, and I talked to a couple other doctor friends of mine, Ralph Bovard and Fozio Abrar, and they came in. So this is really executive produced and financed out of Minnesota, even though we shot it in rural Ireland.
Hi there, it's Miles the DJ with Go 96.3 at the Twin Cities Film Fest. Honored to be joined with David Ossett and Amy Greene of the film Thank You for Playing. The first thing I want to ask, I want to talk to Amy first a little bit about the concept of having this journey filmed and the decision to have that happen. How did you come to that?
Well, David approached us and was interested in making a documentary about our creation of a video game about our son. And, we took a little bit to think about it, but really we realized that they were wanting to do the same thing we were doing. We were telling Joel's story through this video game, and they really wanted to tell that story in another medium, so it felt like a natural fit.
David, tell me a little bit about the story that we're talking about and what inspired you to reach out to Amy and her husband Ryan.
Sure, well, it's a film about Ryan and Amy, who are video game developers, and they were making a video game about their son Joel, who has terminal cancer. And I read a really brief blurb about this video game on a gaming news website that I wasn't a reader of, but a friend of mine sent me, and I thought it sounded really interesting, and just the idea of what that game would look like seemed very complex and interesting to me. So we contacted them and went out to Colorado for a 4-day shoot, which turned very quickly into 1.5 years of filming.
Thank you so much for bringing this to the Twin Cities Film Fest. We're very excited and very happy to have you here. And we hope to follow your guys' careers and see the next wonderful story that you decide to tell.